really?
Hi everybody, today's topic is discipline. I don't like the word punishment, although I guess it is kind of that. To me, it's a discipline. I believe everybody needs discipline of some sort somewhere along the line. And if you can't give yourself self-discipline, sometimes you need external discipline. And I believe that is what it is when we are parents. I believe it's an external discipline in order to teach our children. As you may have seen in the other video, I actually did have some people that were speaking to me a little while ago about a post, and they did such an awesome job in making me really think outside my box for a little while. Their viewpoint was that you could always reason with a child. I respectfully disagree. I think you should try to reason with the child first and foremost. I don't think you should be throwing out punishments right off the bat. And I think you should be doing your best to bring that out in a child. But you're going to have some children that are very receptive to that and are going to be very good at reasoning things, either by themselves or with your help. There's going to be other children who are going to challenge themselves and you, who want to test life a little bit, who want to maybe even see if they can defy some things. That is part of their character. It is who they are. And so it's also going to show up in some of the things that they're doing that you need corrected. So sometimes a discipline is necessary. So I think it depends on the personality of the children that you're dealing with. If you're dealing with a child who can be reasoned with, they reason a lot of things out themselves in a very logical, common sense kind of way, then chances are you're going to be much more successful at being able to reason with them, even as children, maybe even as young as the age 2 or 3. However, you're going to have these other ones that challenge life, and those ones are the ones you're going to have to set consequences for. Understanding that they might even not care about the consequence and defy even more. But you have to stay consistent with what it is you want to do, how you're doing it, and why you're doing it, because that's the big thing. But we want to do whatever we're doing as far as discipline with our children for their good. So if we are disciplining them, number one, we have to figure out what disciplines will work for them. Putting a child who's very quiet and has no problem spending time on their own on a timeout is not a wise choice to do for that child. So we have to be careful on which discipline we use. And we need to be considerate in thinking about what will work or what won't work for each individual person. And I also think we also need to be aware of the fact that there might be some things that they decide to do that no punishment is going to work. It's happened in my own family. And it just got to the point where I had to realize that this was what I said you couldn't do, and you're going to continually doing it. You're going to continually get this discipline. And just hope someday they figured out why. But certain things were not allowed in my house. And if they continued to do them, they got the consequence, and they got it repeatedly over and over and over again. There's no reasoning with that. There's a reason, and we'll go into that some other time of why that happened. It's the personality, and it was a trait that led this person to be extremely strong. But the second part of this is people will now question me, and so I'm going to address it before anybody else thinks to even question me on it, is about spankings. I am unapologetically going to say that I do believe spankings are okay. However, I think they should be the last resort. I think it should never, ever be done in anger. I think you should never spank anywhere but a couple swats on the behind, because it's extra padding, and I think partly for that reason. And I think you should never spank with anything but your hand, because you need to know how hard it is. You want it more to be more of a shock factor than a hurt factor. It will bruise their ego more than it will bruise the body, because it's not meant to bruise the body. So yes, I believe in spankings. I don't think they need to be given very often. And I think most of the time it's for younger children who just simply, reasoning is not part of the equation, that they cannot understand what you're doing. They're running out into the road. They're screaming, throwing temper tantrums, things that you need to get brought into control fairly quickly. But again, please remember, don't do it in anger. So leave comments, questions, suggestions down below. We love to hear from our audience. As well, we would love for you to subscribe to the videos on the YouTube channel, so please feel free to do that. And we hope that you will share this with anybody else that you know that is parenting, that might just need a friendly reminder that they're not in this alone, and that there's a bunch of us out there just trying to figure it all out as well. And we hope you have an awesome day.